guys, we are here in my kitchen today where I'm going to do a t-shirt transformation. Now, I already have a bunch of these on my channel, so if you like transforming t-shirts into cool tank tops, you should definitely have a look around the channel because I do have videos of different variations for this kind of transformation. And today's video is going to be a little bit different than most of the others because I'm actually going to be sewing using a sewing machine. For the majority of the other transformations, I either put stuff back together using safety pins or I kind of just tie stuff together, but today we're actually going to be sewing. The t-shirt that I'm going to be transforming is a white one for a change instead of a black one. It is a band t-shirt for pg.lost, one of my favorite Swedish bands. They're fucking fantastic. If you like sort of 80s post-apocalyptic kind of gloomy music, they're just awesome. You should totally check them out. They are on Spotify. And this is a man's small, which fits me too loose to wear it as a t-shirt, so I'm gonna turn it into a tank top. So what I'm gonna do, other than just making it into a tank top, is add this black ribbon to the white to kind of bring a little bit more black detail into it. And this is the kind of ribbon that is pre-folded. There are different versions of this. The purpose of this kind of ribbon is to add it as a hemline. Instead of sewing a nice hemline, you add the band. And it is pre-folded, so all you have to do is lay it out over the edge of the fabric, and then you fold it, and then you just sew across it. So let's start by cutting some stuff off. All these pieces that we've cut off, I'm gonna keep and do something a little bit different with in a second. But before we do anything else, I'm going to cut the sides open. Alright, what I'm gonna do now is try this on and then pin it back on so that we can add a new side hem right here. I want this to be snug on me. I'm gonna try it on inside out. That just makes it easier to pin everything. This part is probably beneficial to do if you have somebody to help you with it, because pinning stuff onto yourself while you're wearing it is not super easy, but it can be done. Just take your time with it. Alright, so my idea is to pin it about down here, which is sort of the same height as where my belly button is, and then keep the rest open just because it looks pretty cool. So then carefully take this off. So here's what the pinning looks like off, and I've just added at the very bottom 2 marking pins so that I know where to stop sewing because we want it to be open from here on down. Then go ahead and sew that. And yes, I am sewing on white with black thread. Try it on, make sure it fits. And if you're happy like this, you can totally stop here. It's time to add the black folding or band or whatever you want to call it to the cut-off sleeves and the neckline as well. Folding over, then pinning that, and then you just keep going. Make sure that you buy a ribbon or band or whatever you want to call it that matches the fabric that you are attaching it to. Since the t-shirt is stretchy, the band I'm using is obviously stretchy as well. T-shirt fabric has a tendency to want to kind of roll up, especially when you have thin little pieces like this one, so be careful when you pin this. You want to sew through all the layers when it's time to sew this on. So when you cut the band off, make sure that you have at least a centimeter or something extra so that you don't end up with a gap. It's now been pinned all the way around, and we're gonna go ahead and sew. And then I'm just repeating that process with the black bands for the 2 straps. Alright, we're gonna move on to the last part, and again, if you're happy like this, stop here. For me, the last part is going to be what we do to the bottom here. Now, what I could do is just sew this band to the front and the back and then be done with it, but I want to add a little bit of length to the back. Remember how I told you how to keep the scrap pieces that we cut off? That's what we're going to use to lengthen the back. But for the front, I am going to be using that band as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut off the old hemline. And then use what's left of this folding band to add it to make a new hemline, just like we've been doing for the upstairs of the t-shirt. And then for the edges, if you don't want to just cut the band off, what we do is fold it over like we've done before, and then fold it in so that you get a nice clean edge. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sew that, and then we're gonna do the very final part. So what I'm gonna do for the last part is take these 3 loose pieces that we have, which is the 2 sleeves and the neckline, and I'm gonna clean them by getting rid of all the visible seams. And then for the neckline, right, so we now have these 3 pieces, and you guys are probably going, what the fuck are we gonna do with those? Well, we're gonna attach those to the back of the tank top. For the front, we attach the black band. So this is the back. You can decide if you want to keep the old hemline or not. I'm going to cut it off. I'm choosing to cut it off because I just think it blends in better with the loose pieces that way. And then what we're going to do is sew these on in the backs and create kind of a tuxedo effect going down over the booty. And the reason I do this, does anyone want to venture a guess? The reason I do it is because I want to be able to wear leggings with this tank top and kind of pretend that they're actual pants. We could do this, for instance. Layer the 3 like that. Or we could do something like this. Have them come down a little bit more. You can just play around with the shapes here and do whatever you like. So I actually like this, the last version that I just showed you, because we get like 2 little tailcoat thingies. So I think I'm gonna do that. So first off, I'm just gonna flip the tank top inside out, and then I'm just gonna start pinning these together. And then if I want this 3rd little flap to end up on the outside, I'm gonna have to place it here, because again, we're folding the insides out now. But I think I actually want these 2 to be on the outside. They'll be the main pieces. So once that's pinned, just go ahead and sew through all of those pieces at once. Alright guys, that's it for this t-shirt transformation video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!